Hello, welcome back to Twilight 2000. This is our 9th episode. We are moving our story along. We haven't travelled very far from our starting location, but it doesn't seem you do. But we have encountered lots of things. Thank you for returning. If you're a returning viewer, it's great to see you back. Thank you for liking if you like, and if you haven't, why not? Just hit the thumb. Thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't, please subscribe, then you'll see what's coming. And if you have any comments, which many of you have, please keep commenting. Back to the game. So what did we have? So we have found a map pointing to a location where there is an airdrop or a supply cache. The Doc had heard off of Jack to tell us, and so staff then went and hunted around where the ambush was, and we found this. So this is where Doc and staff were, but everyone is now here. So we know that our cache is down here. This is where one cache is. We know there's another cache further away. As I said, we haven't moved because I think we started in one of these two squares, and so we've only moved to here so far, but we've moved down and up. So our intention for today is we'll start our day, which is the 28th of April. We've got a few things that we need to do first because it's the beginning of the day. So the beginning of the day we will do our experience points. We've also got to roll to see how much ammunition that we've got. And I just before we started the session, I've counted up our food and water. There's 3 days worth of food and 3 days worth of water. So there is enough food and water for the team for today. And they're going to have to get down to there and hope that they get stuff, because otherwise they're out of food and water and they're going to have to go hunting or be hungry. So let us begin. And then what we will do is together we will move down to the spot, and then together we will roll what resistance there is at the cache, and then more than likely there will be a combat. So we'll end the session on the combat. So what I was thinking is that these hunters would have ammunition. So they would have shotgun shells and hunting rifle bullets. So I thought 2d12 shells. So they have, that's 20 shells. So for the shotgun, we have 20. And for the hunting rifle, we have 10. Okay. Now we start the day of the 28th. Beginning of the day, we will have the 28th, we will have the morning shift. So they will get up in the morning. Now they want to head off. So what we might have is before they're going to head off and head south. But first off, what I was thinking is if Doc in the morning shift, let's see what the weather's like. Bad, so it started raining. So I think it was raining, so it's still raining. So the rain is bad, so it's going to be difficult, but they're going to have to head off, and they're going to have to do 2 stamina rolls, 1 to get to travel, and 1 to actually move an extra square. Doc is going to tend to see if our 2 can heal, because Jack. So basically, I rolled, I randomly generated by rolling randomly what class. In the military, what military class Jack would be. Jack Akumra. So Jack Akumra is a mechanic. He's a private first class mechanic, and I've done his stats because my thinking is that Jack is almost healed. If Jack has healed, Jack will offer his services to go south. Now, I was thinking accents. I can't I need to have some time to practice an American accent. I've been thinking about some. And particularly like people like Stephen Fry's, which isn't particularly American, but I might be able to do that. But probably I will give Jack a Liverpudlian accent, because I can just about manage that. And it's not one I've done so far. And I don't know how long Jack will be with us or what the choice is, but I think I can probably carry off a Liverpudlian accent. But first, if Doc fails his heal roll, it's all a moot point, because Jack won't be able to travel with us because he'll slow everyone down. So Doc will do tending. Staff has tech, so Staff could try gun repair. But if Staff's doing gun repair, Jack being okay. I'll go. Okay, I do apologize. If anyone is Liverpudlian, I do apologise. And instantly, I'm feeling embarrassed by doing this, but I can easily do staff. All right there. All right, like. I gotta say like, because if I don't say like, I can't get the Liverpudlian like. Hey, staff, like, do you want me to look after the guns? Oh, that's awful, isn't it? It's terrible. Oh, I'm cringing. How do you become a voice actor? Well, I don't know. I did stand-up comedy. I did six performances of stand-up comedy in 2022. I can't watch them back to save my life. But I did it, 6 5-minute slots. And then I gave up. I'd like, do you want me to look after them guns like this, staff? And staff go, all right, if you want, mate. I don't care. If you can hobble your ass over here and have a look at the guns, you can give me help me out. So Jack will help staff. I'm going to stick Jack down here. The other dude has got shattered spine. Oh dear, I can't even look you in the eye. So Jack is going to do gun repair, staff will do gun repair, and Jane will keep watch. Alright, like, what's up, like? And then you got Mancunian. I went to university in Liverpool in England. And the Mancunian is Bussy, alright? Come down, Bussy. If you're Mancunian, I apologise as well. Alright, like, get your gun here then, like. So we'll do, Jane will keep watch, which is, so it's raining, so it's a recon, so we've got a D8, and it's raining, but it is daytime, so that's -1, so that's a D8, D6 for Jane's watch. Jane gets no hits, nil point. Staff is attempting to gun repair. Staff has a D6 tech and a D12. So Staff will begin with his own guns. He got no hits. So Staff means that Staff's guns reliability drop by 1. So I'm going to do the L96 goes to a 4, HP 35 goes to a 4, and the shotgun is going to drop to a 4 as he attempts to do all of his. Jack, so that was 0 hits. Jack is going to, no, we'll do Doc next. Doc is going to attempt to tend to Jack. Doc has an empathy of a 12 and a medicine of a 10. No hits. Okay, so Jack only heals by 1, and Jack will not be capable of travelling south. Oh, that's a shame. I really wanted to go with him. And Harrison only reduces by 1, so neither of them. So Harrison still has 8 days worth of healing. Jack will stay behind and look after Harrison. Harrison bot. So that was 0 hits. God, they're doing badly. It's the rain. It's the rain and the knowledge that they're about to go and get into a fight. And then we've got Jack, who has a D12 and a D10. Jack will do... well, Jane's on watch, so he'll do Doc's. A hit. So Doc's guns are cleaned. So that's the morning. So... Hey, Staff. Oh, God. Alright, like? No. Oh, it's Staff. Is it alright if I come Ed? If I come off with you and go, I don't know what that accent is, and go help you get the stuff. My hip's still playing me up, but I can come with you. Alright, look, mate. We've got to move in the rain at speed and get down there. We've got to get down there before anyone else gets down there. Alright, if you slow us down, we're leaving you behind, mate. Do you guess? But I can come with you, like. I can fire a gun and I can fix a car if you... Oh, God. If you need one fixed up. Look, mate. Like I said, you can come with us, but if you slow us down, we're going on. Because we need that stuff. We've got no food left. And we've got enough, we're basically almost out. We've just got the little pop guns, you know what we're saying? Alright then. 8. All right, so Jack will attempt to come with them. So Jack has still got a mobility of -2, and he can't run, but that's mobility. So he'll need to roll his stamina to go in the rain, as will everybody else. When his staff fails, he's going to be eating his words. So what they will do in their day shift, hopefully it stops raining. No, it's still raining. In the day shift, Jack will be wearing some of the hunter's clothes. Where'd you get these from, Mike? Don't you worry about it, mate. Why is there all blood on it? Don't worry about it. It's fresh blood. Shut up and stop worrying about it. It's probably they'll give Jack the spare shotgun. So he'll have a shotgun, and he will have 1 reload for the shotgun. So he'll have a shotgun, which will take up a full slot, and then he'll have reload for the shotgun. So he's got a total of 10 rounds for the shotgun, and Staff will have the shotgun and 1 reload, which is another 5. No, which will then be all of that. Hunting rifle they'll leave with Harrison in case he needs it. So that's with Harrison in case he needs it. Also, Jack can have a knife because they had a spare knife. And Staff will give Harrison the hip flask. Go, here you go, geezer. You might need this if we don't come back. They will all be attempting to do a false march down to where the airdrop is, so they can find out what's there. So first off, we need them all to. So we've got Staff will keep watch, marching. So all of them need to make a stamina roll to start off with because they are marching in the rain. So I've got Jack at the top here. Quickly going through. So Jack Ukomra, US Army mechanic from Liverpool or somewhere. Private first class, strength of C, agility of B, intelligence of A, empathy of C, because intelligence is A because tech is under intelligence. Has skill in stamina, mobility, range combat, recon, tech, and persuasion. He's a combat engineer. What else do you need to know? That's about it, really. Oh, has got loads of permanent radiation. So if they bump into anything like that, Jack's done. Let's start with Jack first. So Jack has strength of a D8 and stamina of a D6. Let's see if Jack slips in the mud and gets left behind. Jack slips in the mud and gets left behind. All right. Unless more than one of them does, and then they're going to have to go next shift. Now we've got Staff is strength of a D8, stamina of a D8. Staff, the rain is pouring it down. Then we've got Jane, strength of a D6, stamina. Oh no, this is Doc. Stamina of a D6. No. And Jane strikes off by herself. D10, D6. Of course she does. She gets a hit. So because everybody else fails, that is the day shift is done. So we had hit and then a fail, a fail. What about Staff's watch? Let's give Staff's watch. D12, D10, which will drop to a D8 because of the rain. And then we'll roll an encounter and we'll see what encounter we get. So Staff gets 2 hits and for our encounter. So they don't get to go very far today. If they fail, if the rain doesn't ease up midday and they don't, this would be evening. So that means they'd be getting there in the dark. But they still need to get there. If they don't, then probably what we will say is if they get there tomorrow, the 29th, then they're going to come across, they're basically going to come across whomever we decide to roll between us as the adversary. So what I was thinking is, if they get there late, then someone's already there cracking open the cases and they're going to have to fight them for it. If they get there early, then someone turns up as they're cracking open the cases. Unless we particularly roll positively on the oracles and dice rolls, and no one turns up. But I think that's, you know, that's boring. And as a DM, we would make someone turn up because just to make them fire for it. So what encounter do we get for shift of? We didn't do morning shift, did we? Oh well. Whoops, sorry. So day. What's this? So that's what you got. Abandon US stragglers from the US forces in the area. They will howl the PCs and try to barter with them, or just plead for food, ammunition, protection. They are all starving. So this is off-road. So this would be 2 or 3 US military. Okay, well, Staff got 2 hits. So Staff is going to attempt to avoid these because he'll tell everybody to keep down and attempt to avoid them. So these are US soldiers. They have an intelligence of C, which is a D8, and they have recon of C, which is a D8, but it's raining, so we're going to drop that down to a D6. They get no hits. So staff tells everyone to get down, it's because it's pouring with rain, it's muddy, so Staff tells everyone to get down, and as they go past, they come past really quickly, and Staff just tells everyone to head back, and so everyone head back to camp for that shift. Now it's the evening shift. Does the rain ease off, or is it still raining? Ease off, that's what we need. So it's not raining, it's just overcast. So then we do the same again. So we've got Jane, so Staff will keep watch, we'll do that first. So it's not raining, so we have a D12, D10 for Staff's watch. We have 2 hits. Now for them to get all the way down, we would need Jane, Doc, Staff and Jack to all make a stamina roll to move twice. I'm soaked like? Shut up. Don't like your voice. Jane needs to make a stamina roll, otherwise they're only going to move 1 shift and then they're going to have to do the next one in the night shift, which means they'll be attacking at night, and that they will definitely going to get there too late. So Jane, top of the list. I always do Jane, Staff, Doc, and now Jack's at the bottom. No hits. Okay, so they only move 1. Jane can only move 1 square. Staff. Young Staff is a D8. D8. 1 hit. Okay, so Staff could move ahead. Doc, D6, D6 if I remember rightly. Yep. Nope. Jack, where did I put it? There it is. Jack is coming with him. Jack's still got a bust up hip. D8, D6. So he's going to do his best. Nope. Okay. All right. So we've got a choice. If Staff goes ahead, I don't know. He is the sort of scout ahead, but then how are they going to find him? It'll be night by the time they get there. All right, let's make Staff make an intelligence roll. If Staff passes the intelligence roll, then he's going to say, look, so at the moment they are all in that forest on the outskirts of Ostressulf over here. Staff can move on, or Staff's going to stay. Staff's on watch. Staff's not going to move off by himself. Staff's not going to split the party. Staff is going to stay with them. So at the end of this, we'll do, he got 2 hits. Let's do our encounter, and then they'll roll. Then they'll move on to the next bit, and then we'll see. So it's going to be a night raid. There's going to be people there. We'll roll together, and we'll find out who it is. So for our evening shift, they're going to be knackered as well. This is Death from Above, but it's roads, daytime or nighttime. But it's roads, so they're not on the roads. They're going cross country. So finally, we've got the night, which is where they'll cut. So we won't roll an encounter for this because we're definitely going to come into this. It's still overcast. Jane is marching. Staff is watching. Doc is marching. Jack is marching. Now we're not going to do an encounter because the encounter will be what they come across. We just want Staff to roll a really high watch. So then they get the drop on whoever they're going to come across. If he fails it, then so we're in night, so he's normally D12, D10, but we increase that by 2 because he's got his binoculars, which is D12 plus 1. Drop die by 2 because it's nighttime, moonlight, which gives us a D12, D10. So basically we plus 2 and then we minus 2. So here's where he starts from. Or I'm going to slightly knock that one over there, making 4 hits is great. So next, what we need to do, and I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but what we need to do is we need to work out who it is we're coming up against. And that's what we'll do next. So, we have reached our target hex. So this is where we were at the end of the evening shift. And now we're in the night shift. We moved that additional hex down to here, where we have staff had 4 hits. Because this isn't when I recorded the first bit, this is the next day, where for me, where we have staff had 4 hits. So what I was thinking overnight is that staff being staff and being their special forces, the operator would possibly range ahead, leaving everyone else behind, and just go and have a scout out. Now, based on the fact that it's night, and what we said was that if they got there late, and they got there late, that whomever we are about to generate the invading force as is already there. So they're already there, they're either hunting for the supplies. So we can either say that they're hunting and they've just found, or they've already cracked them open and they're into the supplies. But they're going to see loads of torches and lamps and things in the trees in this area here. So let's just remove this. So we can say it's in this part here where we have some foresty stuff here, which also corresponds to, if we get the Ostresov map, we can see that we have the road that travels through, which I'm assuming is this one here. So we've got Kepno over here and this down here. So we might have people who have come from Kepno to come and see if they can find them, or possibly the strong holding force, which is holding Ostresov, which is 45 odd armed soldiers. They would have dominated maybe they are dominating the local area. So they're going to be down here, which would correspond to this sort of tree area here, which probably will extend down here. I could go and grab the map, but we can just pretend that we can see what it is. So what we will do is staff will range forwards and have a look around here. Now he's already done his recon roll of 4 hits, so we can say that he has definitely identified some slight sort of torch slashes moving deep in the woods. So we can say, because this looks like a forested area. So this is it could either be plantation type forest, so the wood is being harvested for various purposes around the area. So possibly it would be a bit sparser, but we are in April, so it's not that cold, so the trees aren't going to be taken down. So come the end of this year, the end of the year 2000, it will be cold, and a lot of these trees will just be taken down for firewood to keep people warm in Ostresov. So we'll voyage down and we'll see what we can see. So Staff has rolled his 4 hits. Staff can definitely see there's things happening in the trees ahead. What we now need to work out is who is down there. So let's rely upon, oh, that's messy. Let's rely upon our Oracle and see what comes up for what's down there. I've got the urban operations, and I've taken that out because urban operations has some stats for gang members. So it has street kids, police officers, but gang members. And I also got some minis, which are painted up to be, there's only 4 of them, so whatever it is, we'll say there's 4 of. So possibly I was thinking the commander who has Ostresov taken over, just because I want to use those minis, could have recruited some of the local thugs and hooligans to assist. I didn't do a name. Ooh, let's pick a name for our commander. Let's go from over this way down here. We will have Ritter. There we go. And we'll have Jacob Ritter. R-E-I-T-E-R. So the commander is Jacob Ritter, who is also one of the Kickstarters. So he will have sent a false down. He wouldn't have come with them, being that he has created himself a little fiefdom. He's not going to risk himself going down there. So he would have sent a false down. And what we want to know is he going to have sent a carload of the local criminals? Basically use those to his advantage. So we will. So I hope this is a yes. We will say so. Black is a yes. Hearts, no. Okay. So we don't have criminals going down. So the next thing is it a single car that's gone down? So did you just send like one truck, one? So I've got a flatbed type mini die-cast car. You might have seen it in some of the Majestic 13 games. Did he just send that? Or did he send more than one? So because it's an oracle, we have to phrase our question in such a way that we can answer it. So reds would be yes, he sent just one. Blacks would be no, he didn't just send one. Reds, yes, he just sent one. So we have one pickup truck full of soldiers, which makes it a bit easier for the team, because we now have 4 people. We've got Jack, who's come along. Jack only has a shotgun and is injured, so can't run, and has -2 on his mobility roll. So, all right. So next we want to know how many. So what? Instead of being red black, I might just use so how the helpful hazardous table works. We have between 2 to 4 is neutral, 5 to 7 is mildly dangerous. 8 to 10 is dangerous, Jack and Queen is very dangerous, and King and Ace is deadly. So I'm just going to use that. So we're not going to look at the suit, we're just going to look at the face value. And then we will decide what that might mean with a truck. I mean, they might not be expecting anything, because they don't, there's one patrol hasn't returned, but that might not be a weird thing. What we've got? We've got an 8, and an 8 is dangerous. So a dangerous level in Twilight 2000 would probably be an equivalent and slightly more. So we might say 5. So we might say there are 5 opponents who have come along. And what sort of people would we send? So we have, so Jane has a law, and Jane has a whole bunch of frag grenades. So they can distribute the grenades between them, and then we can use, because we haven't used heavy weapons and we haven't used explosives yet. So we haven't explored the rules for those and seen how that works. So that might be interesting to do that as part of this. So Jane might distribute the frags, maybe a couple to Jack, and I think Staff's already got a couple on him. We'll double check that once we do the table. But I'll do the table in a second after this. So we will say that we've got 5 enemies who have come. So we'll do some crates. We've got 5 enemies. They will be Soviet soldiers. Soviet soldiers, so they're deadly. So on this table, I've got Soviet soldiers, Soviet officers, Soviet special forces, Soviet intelligence. So let's see, are any of them special forces? So ex-special forces or currently special forces. We will do, so special forces have no body armor. Nice. Okay, so we will be looking, so red is no, because it's helpful to us that there's no special forces. Black is yes, there are special forces. Black, yes, there are special forces. Okay, so we will go a split between dangerous, which is there's 2, so there's a pair of them that have worked together. So in which case we might bump that number up to 6 and say that there are 2 special forces and 4 normal troops. So that would be dangerous and above. So 8 and above, there's 2. Below 8, there's only 1 of them. 4, so there is 1 special forces operator there. And there are 4 normal troops. So we've got 1 special forces, so 1 SF. Now out of the 4, will we have heavy weapons? So will we have, like we had the RPK in that combat in the woods? Or will they all just have AK-74s? That's our next question that we'll ask ourselves. Would they bring like proper heavy weapons? Would they bring an RPG with them? So red is no RPG, black is yes RPG. Red, no RPG. And how about the RPK? Did they bring any heavy weapons, or are they expecting minimum? So this is looking like they're expecting minimum resistance. So the special forces guy is probably a tracker who has come to try and help locate the crates, and they've just sent 4 men to just load it on the back of the truck and then bring it back to the commander. So is there any heavy weapons? Red, no. Black, yes. Black, yes. So they do have 1 RPK. Yeah. Oh no, they hit the ambush. So okay, so they're gonna have I was about to say M60. I'm assuming the heavy weapon of choice for the US infantry is what I know from popular media and popular television. M240. Oh, it's vehicle mounted. Maybe it's a vehicle mounted. Maybe we'll say it's a. So instead of being an LMG, it's a gimpy like the M60, but we'll make it an M240. M240B is mounted on the truck. All right. So we've got a mounted M240. What does that use? That use 762. But the M16 uses 556, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay. So that means a 762. All right. So we've got 1 of those. So we have 1 special forces operator who we will give M16. We have 1 guy mounted, and then we need 3 more who would be AK-74s. All right, so that's our force. So we are up against a smaller force than I was expecting. I think I put in one of the comments as well. I'm expecting a big combat for this session, and I was ready for a big long combat. But this might be handleable because we will have to at some point arrange. I've been talking. It's quarter now. A massive combat just to see what happens in Twilight 2000. So like smallish combat seems to take a while. Just see what a massive multi-person combat would actually look like. I might set that up on the big table, like a skirmish table, and we'll do one there. So we'll think of something. Story-wise, we'll try and weave it into the story somewhere. We'll have a big combat. We might even have to go over multiple sessions, which is what I thought this was. Okay, so I'm now going to pause everything, do out the stats for the opposition, and set the table up. Also, what we'll have is, so staff will go up front. Then actually, let's do this first. And then I'll do the stats and everything. So staff has gone up front. So staff and McCoy, the dog, has gone with staff towards where the lights are as a clearing, and he comes back. All right. So what I've seen up there is there's a small crew, and they've found the crates, and they've popped open one, and they had a look what's inside. But there seems to be 2 plus a D3 crates, and that's going to decide how much stuff they're going to get out of this as well. So 2, so 4. There's 4 crates. There's some looks a bit torn up and a bit weather-worn parachutes. So they definitely dropped them down. God knows why they dropped them here, but thankfully they did. They're just down there, and there's a crew starting to load them in the back of a truck. So we haven't got long, and they're going to be out of here. All right. Now the truck can just about hold the 4 crates, and then they'll be gone. Now, we've got a gimpy on the back of one of the truck. It's just one truck. We've got some geezer who looks like he knows what he's doing. He looks tooled up and looks like he's the one in charge and bossing these 4 other dudes around. Now, the guy sitting on the back of the truck, he's loaded up and he's got the heavy weapon. We need to take him out. Now, I don't know whether we want to keep that truck or not, but I suspect it's going to be nice and easy to get the stuff back up if we keep the truck. But Jane, you keep that law handy, and if he looks like he's getting too busy with that machine gun, just take him out, all right? Him and the truck, gone. Don't want them sitting around. Now get your frags, disparate them round. Jack. Now I've got to try and do the accent again. What is it? All right there, like, you see stuff, what you want? Get your shotgun, grab a couple of frags, and you got to get in close, because your shotgun ain't got no range, all right? Now, your hip's a bit shagged, so do the best you can, keep low, get in close, and I don't know whether I want you to take out a couple of little fellas. Actually, I'll go for the big dude, all right? I'm going to waste a couple of rounds from this. I'm going to stick outside and waste some rounds. Doc, you're going to have to get in close, all right? You've got this AK-74, but we've got bugger all rounds left. You've got your M1911, get in there and use that, all right? Just go by cover, see if you can get behind some of the crates, see if you can use some of the bushes, get in and start putting bodies down. We've got to get in there and get in there fast. Now, if any of you make noise and they hear us coming, we're up for a big fight, because there's more of them than there is us, and they look like they know what they're doing. Now, everyone happy? Good. Let's go get the job done. All right, so we're back. Took a while to set up. So what we have, I can quickly show you. Well, we'll cut to this. So we have, quickly I'll show you. So what I've done is, yes, I realised that the ranges and the terrain sort of things that we're utilising for the majority of the skirmishes that we're playing, for apart from the Theatre of the Mind, is way closer than it would be in reality. So no one would get as close as these are, and this is potentially way too close. But I only have the size of the kitchen table that I have, and I only set it up the way I have. Also, if you're trying to do this yourself, may I suggest, get yourself some green felt if you don't want to get a battle mat like a 3 foot by 3 foot or a smaller battle mat. Some green felt just from haberdasheries. So we have Spotlight in Australia. You can get, this is where I got this from, in Australia, Spotlight, just green felt. That's simple for floor. You can also use black felt, that's simple for floor. You can grab a bunch of trees. I got the majority of these trees off of Wish, and I 3D printed the bases, or I just handmade them using MDF and putty as the bases, and then PVA glue and some filler you can get from Geek Gaming Scenics. They do some nice ones, or any of the sort of terrain building for train sets, hobby train sets, that's cool. That's basically will give you enough to do stuff like this. If you can get some actual branches, if you garden or go to a park and get some nice sized sticks that will match sort of range, that will work well. You can cover those in PVA to stop them going funny, or just use them as they stand. This is just MDF base with some of the scenics, some real leaves, and then I got some 2-part resin to cover over to make it look wet. Now the reasons I've put these out is because it's been raining heavily the last few days, and I thought I'd put some wet terrain down. This was 3D printed, and then you just paint it up, so on FDM printer. And that will do. The rest of it is just like interesting. These were just some boxes with some cloth soaked heavily in PVA glue, covered over the top and then painted. That's all that is. And this is of course a 1 to, I think it's 43 scale die cast car. You can also get 1 to 56 scale, will work as well. So it's slightly, it's all right size wise, and that was just from a toy shop. And that will do. These, which is meant to be sort of hedgerows, that's just a scouring pad folded over. And that's it. So what we have is, because we were slightly, so we're still near farmland, I thought I'd stick a fence in, like the old dry stone wall, because it will break up the terrain over that way. We have a big crate that's fallen and some smaller ones that are distributed further away. We've got the guy on the gimpy on the back of the truck. These two are starting to load this into the back of the truck. He's examining what's in there. And then we've got our Special Forces geezer who's on the top directing. We have our some hedgerow over here. And what we've got is we have staff has set himself over there. He went forwards with Bones McCoy next to him. Jane is coming up because I thought Jane has repositioned herself to be more with Staff, so Jane would want to position herself near Staff, and Jane's also a good shot. And then coming around this way, we have Jack and Doc are going to attempt to manoeuvre across to be able to come in from this side over here and get in close. So they are going to do a couple of manoeuvre rolls. So we'll get them one manoeuvre roll and then we'll get them to move a single hex, see if they get into cover over here, and then we'll do again to see if they can manoeuvre their way around. And if they balls up any of their rolls, which I'm highly suspecting, then our Special Forces geezer can roll his recon and be able to spot them, and we will kick off. Otherwise, they will get a nice ambush going. So we're either going to have a fair fight or an unfair fight. And what should we always go for? An unfair fight. So let's get the stats for Doc and Jack. So Jack has a recon of D8 and intelligence of D12 because Jack is D8, D12. Jack is an intelligent geezer. It's overcast, but it is nighttime, so we'll give them a straight roll instead of being hindered or anything. So this is Jack attempting to go from here to here. I'll show you this if he fails a roll. So he'll still do the roll. So he successfully moves from there, one. So we're using this as a hex. I don't think it was Don who mentioned it. I think that's what I said last time. I think it was a Des who mentioned it, the distances, but I'm just going to use that to be equivalent of a hex. So he's moved one hex. We won't get him to make a mobility roll to see if he can move the next one because he's on -2 because he's hip and he can't run anyway. And now we're going to see if Doc can do the same move. Doc is not got as good a oh no, I think Doc has got an alright recon. Yeah, Doc's a D10, D8 for recon. D10, D8. So we've still got the D8, D10. No, so Doc gets to here and starts making noise. So then we have our, so Doc gets to here and then starts making noise. We will give our Special Forces operator on the top here a chance to spot and pay attention, and then if so we will do initiatives and we'll kick off. No one has advantage. So his intelligence is a B, which is a D10, and his recon is a B, which is a D10. So he gets a D10, D10. No, so he doesn't notice. Oh, okay, I thought they were going to notice. So in which case we will go again. Jack is going to attempt, Jack and Doc are now sneaking up and attempting to move to this position. So they're going around the tree line and they're going to attempt to get over there so as they can then move in close to attack the guys loading the truck. After this move, I'm going to reposition some of the guys in the centre to say that they've actually moved around, or else they make this. So we've got D8. Well, cool, I caught that. D12, D8 for Jack, 2 hits. And then we have D10, D8, did I say? Yes, for Doc, 3 hits, all right? So we've got, so our Special Forces, which is a D10, D10, has to beat 3 hits. 2 hits, which is only equivalent to Jack, so he still doesn't notice. So they get behind the tree line there. So they've got to there. Now let's reposition some of these for a bit. So he's going to start having a look around. These 2 geezers are going to be struggling. I'm going to make them make a strength roll. See if they can load that into the back of the truck behind the geezer and the gimpy. So they've got a strength of B. They have no skill that's associated. So they both have a strength of B, which is a D10. So if... all right, one got a hit. One got a miss. All right, so they're going to attempt to get it up, and they can't get it quite onto there, and it's going to collapse back down. I'm going to make him, who I'm going to say failed it, he is going to make a agility check, and if he fails it, I'm going to make him take 1 point of damage as it hits his foot. He succeeds. Okay, he just dives out of the way, jumps out of the way as the thing comes down, and he's going to come over and start having a laugh at them. And then he'll tell them to stop pissing around and get on with the job. Jack and Doc are going to attempt to move up again, so Jack first. And this will put them behind the hedgerow over here. And at that point, I'm going to say they're going to be able to just sort of move along and get into position, and then we'll kick off the combat. So Jack gets 1 success. Doc gets 1 success. Our Special Forces not very good tracker gets no successes. Okay, so they are now going to get behind here and then be able to maneuver along and be ready to go in. I'm going to make the Special Forces dude make a check because he is going to try and signal, because they don't have radios. So Jack or Doc will try and signal across to staff that they're ready, and so Special Forces dude is going to make a check. I might make Bones make a recon roll to see if he is quiet or he gets excited and does a quick bark, and then we'll see. So Special Forces dude, which is 2d10. Nope. And Bones is a d6, d12. Alright, so Bones might make a noise. So Bones is getting excited, and he makes a bark which catches all of their attention. Now, let's see Special Forces dude if he's going to go and investigate. Special Forces dude is going to go and start moving down across to here and investigate, and as that happens, Staff is going to fire and attempt to hit Special Forces dude. Now, if Staff fires and hits the Special Forces dude, then we will give all of our team an ambush roll to be able to do something like an ambush attempt, so they can act first and see if we can down them all in one, which means that me setting this up was pointless. But if he misses, then we're just going to go straight into initiative. So Staff is going to use his L96 and get a shot off and attempt to hit the Special Forces guy. Staff has a D10, D8 with +1 for sniper, so making a D10, D10. He has been aiming. We'll say that he has done a sniper aim, which he's been taking the last few turns aiming, which is a slow telescopic slow aim, which gives him a +2, which is a D12, D12. It's night time, which drops it back down to a D10, D10 because they get -2 for a night. So Staff is going to fire 1 shot from his L96 and aiming at this special. So Staff is here behind the wall. We get 1 hit, so the Special Forces guy gets hit once in the torso. He has no armour. He hasn't even got a flak vest. He's just wearing his nice little peak cap with his M16. So he gets hit in the chest for, it's 2 points, isn't it? 3 points. Oh, 3 points, 3 points, so it's a crit. So because he's hit in the chest, 3 points, and it's in the chest, which consumes 1 of Staff's rounds, that means that dude's crit. Now, because he is special, I'm actually going to, instead of just taking him out, I'm going to actually roll the crit and see what we do to him. So Staff hits him in the chest, which is torso, which is a D10. A 3, cracked pelvis, lethal, no, mobility, -2. So he has been hit in the upper pelvis, and I'll say he is down, but he's not out. We're going to call him not out. So he will make his coolness under fire check, which is a D10. No, so he is out for this because he's just got shot. So we'll give him one of these, but we will say he can keep functioning, but he's just got the mobility problems at the moment. Because he got hit, that defines that everybody will now get an action. That was staffs. So we will go around. We'll start with Jane. So Jane is going to attempt to run up because she was back from the wall. So she'll attempt to run up to the wall as part of her fast action. And then, can you see that? You can see that, can't you? So she has run, yeah, you did. So she has run from behind this tree up to here as part of her first action. And then she is going to attempt to take a shot at this dude here who's got his back turned. So because she has run up, she doesn't get any form of aiming. In fact, she gets a -2 automatically because she isn't aiming. But she's a good shot. She's a good shot, is Jane. So Jane has range combat. So Jane works out with Rifleman to be D12, D12, which drops to D10, D10 because it's night time, which drops to D8, D8 because she ran. She is going to empty into the dude, which will mean that she gets 5 ammo die, and that's basically it. So this is the only clip she's got for M16A2, which is a reliability of 4, and she fires into this guy over here. She gets 1 hit with 1 bullet, so she uses up 10, 15, so she empties half of the magazine, 15. I don't know what she's going to do. She's going to have to run up. She's going to throw frag grenades next, I reckon. And then she has done 3 points, so she has crit on this dude here. Because he's a minion, we're going to say he just goes down. So she empties into this dude, he goes down. Then we will have Doc will run. So Doc is within. So Doc's within pistol range. So Doc is going to, who's been told to, Doc will open up pistol. Let's turn that around. So Doc is here, and he will open up. Let's move it this way, and then you might be able to see from this angle. So Doc being here will open up on his pistol into this guy here. No, he will open up onto the guy on the back with the gimpy. Though he will probably turn, and we'll just say he can turn, and he's going to open up on these two. I'm not trying to get rid of Doc, don't worry. So Doc is going to attempt to shoot this bloke up here with his M1911 handgun. A range of 2. So he's only just, so that is actually in the 2 range. So that counts as being in the 2 range. So it's short range. So this is basically the furthest he can really be. So he has a rate of fire of 2. So we have 1 ammo dice that we will utilise. He has an agility of 10, a range combat of D6. Because it's night time, that will drop to D6, D6. D6, D6. Is he quick shooting? Well, he's not moving, so he's not running or anything, so we can say he is quick shooting, so he doesn't get the -1 for quick shot. And that's about it, I think. Nothing else is right. So he's got the -2, so he attempts to shoot. Using 5 rounds and missing. So he's got 1 round left in the magazine, so probably next, on his next turn, he will have to change out mags. Now Jack is going to, Jack with balls of steel, is going to walk up close to try and, oh no, Jack's going to throw a grenade. Jack, oh no, that's going to damage the stuff. Jack's not that stupid. Alright, let's make Jack, let's make Liverpudlian Jack, like. Jack's gonna, Jack, it's very guttural language, like. Gonna throw a grenade, like. So he's gonna make an intelligence roll, because he is an intelligence geezer. He's got a D12 intelligence. If he fails the intelligence roll, I'm gonna make him throw a frag grenade, because he's gonna panic. if he succeeds in his intelligence roll, he's going to think that's a stupid thing because it's going to potentially damage this crate and what's in it. No, a critical miss. So he will throw a grenade, which means we need to look up how throwing grenades works, which I think is agility and mobility, if I remember rightly. So he will use his fast action to, so he removes, we'll assume that he will remove the grenade. I think he can remove the grenade. Sorry about the airplane. So I think him taking the grenade from his combat, draw item from combat here is a fast action. So it's a fast action to draw the item and then a fast action to pull the pin. So he would be drawing the item. Well, let's give it that he gets to draw the item, and so we won't do this normally. So normally he'll have to draw the grenade, turn 1, turn 2, pull the pin, throw it, or he could pull the pin, draw the grenade, pull the pin, but that means he's standing there with a live grenade in his hand, waiting for his next turn to throw the grenade, which may be a bit unsafe because he could drop it or get shot and then drop it. So we'll say he's already got the grenade in his hand. So fast action pulls the pin. Use an agility mobility roll to hit range is always short. Pulling the pin is a fast action and no aiming is necessary. If a grenade lands at your hex, you can roll mobility check to drop prone as a free action. Alright, so he is going to pull pin, fast action, slow action, chuck grenade. So he needs to make an agility mobility roll. He's still injured, so his mobility is -2. So he's like chucking it and going, oh! So he's at -2 mobility. So his mobility is a D6. So he's got a D10 D6, D10 D6, -2, which would go to a D6 D6. So he's chucking the grenade and aiming for the grenade to come here. So he's going to throw it, aiming for it to be here, which is, yeah, which is just in range. We'll say that's just there is where he's going to throw it and intend it for it to go. We will use these stats. So then we're going to have to work out how you do blast. So he's got a blast C, an armor of +1. So first we'll throw it and then we'll see if it deviates anywhere and where it deviates. So it's a failure. All right, so it can't exceed more than half the distance to the target. So when he throws it, so we roll a D6. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do we get? 3. So 1, 2, 3. So it deviates this way, so it would land here, let's say. Can you see that? Yeah, so it's going to land there. So it'll land there, which means we'll say, I'll look at how to do it. So basically these two will be caught in so it's a C-type explosion. All right, give me a second. I'm going to look up how this works. Oh, all right, so how it works is this. So the grenade does a C-type blast. Blast power C. All right. So it goes C and then D. So they, I would say, are in the D range. So I'm going to say that they are in the D part of it, which is a damage of 1 and a crit of 2, rolling 2d6, because I'm going to say where it landed because it deviated and you missed. So these two are going to both take 2d6 hits. So this geezer takes nothing, and the one next to him takes nothing. So neither of these two are affected by that grenade because it fell over here and a blast went over here. And these two, I'll do them both. Make Cornice under fire check, which for them is a D8. So for this one, he panics because the grenade goes off near him, and this one he panics. So both of those two are going to have a little bit of a brown trouser moment as the grenade goes off, and that is we've got Bones won't go at this point. Bones will go on the next turn. So now we will go, and then this might be over after this. So we will say Special Forces dude is going to get his own. So the Special Forces dude goes on a 7, and the normal troops go on a 2. So a 2 and a 7. Staff is on a 3. Jane is on a 5. Doc is on 4. So at the top, Soviets, we have dead geezer, recovers his cornice under fire. He recovers his cornice under fire. He will rotate that heavy weapon around, and he is going to empty it into this area over here. It's mounted, which I think means he uses his agility, which is a B, and then he's got his range combat, which is a C. So he has a B, which is a D10, and a C, which is a D8. It's got a rate of fire of 4, so you can burn 3 dice. It's night time, so it drops by 2, so it would go D8, D6. And he is going to be aiming into here at Doc, who's up front. Can you see Doc there, up front? So this guy up here, whoop, shit. This guy up here will open into Doc over there. Because the grenade exploded over here, he's going to see that is the best target. He's going to just empty into that bit over there with his mounted M240. What did he get? He got 1, so Doc needs to make a CFU roll, and he did 9 rounds. So he's used 9 rounds. Doc needs to make a cornice under fire check. Pretty sure. Oh, and we also get our unit one as well. So the unit is a D, so it's a D6, and Doc's individual is a C, so D6, D8. D6, D8. Cornice under fire. He gets a failure, so Doc is just keeping his head down as rounds start to pepper in around him. He's out, so that's them. Staff, who is over here, will attempt to take a shot at the guy who's on top of the truck over there. This is going to be a long one again, isn't it? So Staff will attempt to pop that geezer. Staff will not move, and so he's only got 2 rounds left in this, and then he'll have to move up using his handgun. So Staff has got, so it's a D12, D12 dropping to a D10, D10. D10, D10. Rate of fire of 1. The guy is over there. I think that's it really. We get 1 hit. 1 hit being 3. Oh, unless he hits him in the heads, because he does have a steel helmet on. Torso. So it hits him in the small of the back, piercing the small of the back. Let's just roll this for. Nope, wrong one. This one. So a 6 in the torso, punctured lung. Okay, so he goes down. So he falls off the top of the back there and slopes down. That's Staff. He's got 1 round left in that gun. Bones, who is a movement of 3, will attempt to clear the fence and then run into this guy at the back over here. There's a little hair on here. It's definitely not mine. Bones will jump over here. He's going to attempt to start biting into the guy down there. Bones has, so he's got a move of 3, but we need to give him a mobility check, which is a D8, D10. Otherwise, because that was like 2 moves. D8, D10, to see if he can actually get up to him. Yes, so he gets to him, and then he does a combat, which is a D8, D8. So then he does an attack on him using a D8, D8. Bite against the legs of the dude on the ground, that low dude, and that dude is going to use a fast action to defend himself. So he gets a hit, and he is going to use his D10, D6, using up his fast action to block. Failing, taking 1 point of damage as Bones bites into his leg. That's Staff. Then we've got Doc. Doc recovers from cornice under fire. Jane is going to do what Jane always does. Jane is going to vault the fence, and then do, probably because it's moving through this wet terrain, it's a half move up. She is going to attempt to fire upon the guy who's occupied by Bones. She is going to probably, because she's moved, so she can't do an aim, so she's got a -2. She starts at D12, D12, going to D10, D10. It's nighttime, going to D8, D8. She will fire a 3-round burst, so we'll just give her 1d6 additional, because she's only got half a mag left. She does a short burst, short control burst against the guy Bones is attacking. Getting 1 hit, using 4 rounds. Getting 1 hit, hitting him in the torso, doing two points to the dude as it takes him, it clips him on the torso, so it's not a crit, so he's not out, but he is on half his hit points. 19 rounds consumed. Now we've got the Special Forces guy who is recovering from being shot. And we finally finish on Jack. Jack is going to attempt to move up with the shotgun, so he's within close range. And then he's going to empty the shotgun into the dude who's standing there. Jack has a D10, D8 for his range combat. Now, I am not going to give him, because he's so close, I'm not going to give him the -2 for it being night time. But I am going to give him -2 because he's not had time to aim, which goes to D8, D6, and he is just going to empty the shotgun in, which has a rate of fire of 2, which then give him 1d6. So he's going to attempt to empty it into this guy. He gets 1 hit, using 3 rounds, doing, where's the damage? Damage of 3, hitting him in the legs, so he puts 3 rounds into that guy's legs. Actually, we need to, because both these two need to make coolness under fire checks, don't they? So we've got this guy, D8, he's fine. The other guy who just got shotgunned, he's fine. So both these two are fine. Jack stepped out. Oops, back to the top, Soviet troops. All right, so he's going to attempt to kick Bones. He's already used up one of his rounds, didn't it? One of his actions, so he only has a standard, so he's going to attempt to attack Bones. Bones will attempt to dodge, and he is going to maneuver back to here, using up his fast action, and then using up his slow action, he's going to attempt to shoot Jack. All right, so first off, we'll have this guy attempting to harm our canine hero. So he's got a D10, D6, D6, D10, and we'll have Bones dodging. 2 hits, damn, which is a 1 point and 1 point. So that would do 2 points on Bones, who only has 2 points. That would basically put Bones out. Bones is going to attempt to do an agility. Let's make it a mobility, a C and a B. So Bones has a D8, D10. Oh no, it's not. It's just the combat, isn't it? So that's a C, which is a D8, and his close combat is a C, which is D8. So Bones is going to use a D8, D8. Bones needs to roll 2 hits to avoid this boot coming in. No. Okay. Bones gets kicked, and Bones is laying on the floor, looking poorly. So it's just a kick. It's not a crit, because your crit needs a 3 to crit with a hand. So he's basically been kicked, and he's laying on the floor whimpering. Maybe he crawls underneath the cart and he's whimpering. I don't think he's going to survive this. And then this dude here, he's going to attempt to shoot at Jack, who stepped over here. And he has, so it's range combat. He moved, so he doesn't. So he gets -2. He has an agility, so he's a D10, D8. Drop down is D8, D6. D8, D6, and he's going to empty 4. So he's got a rate of fire of 5, which means he can roll 4 ammo dice as he pours rounds into Jack. Missing, doing 10, 16, emptying 16 rounds out. 16 rounds out towards Jack, but missing. Staff is gonna pull his, put his. Oh, will Staff go? Staff will. Oh, I tell you what, Staff is going to make a mobility roll, and if he succeeds, then Staff is pulling his knife and he's going to dive into this geezer over here because he's just kicked bones. So Staff is over here, so Staff needs to make a 2 movement, and then he'll do that close combat charge thing that puts him on the ground. Remember that was from one of the other games? So Staff has a mobility of D6, so D10, D6. Staff gets a hit, so Staff uses his mobility. He's ditched his L96 and he's pulled his knife and he's diving into this guy over here. This is a diving blow, slow action. If in the same round you run into the same hex as the target, make an unarmed blow. This is called a diving blow and gives you a +2 modifier to the close combat attack. If the attack success, both you and the target fall to the ground prone. If the attack fails, only the attacker falls prone. Diving blows may be blocked. Okay, so he's already used up all of his actions this turn. So Staff is going to use D8, D6 +2 makes it a D10, D8. And he's going to charge in D10, D8, trying to knock him to the ground, but with a knife, so that he actually damages him as he goes down if he hits. Failing, so Staff is going to push this, doing a hit. So Staff dives in, they both fall to the ground. The geezer takes 2 points of damage. 2 points of damage is all he has left. So Staff basically is on the ground, prone, with this guy over the top of him, basically just basically repetitively stabbing this dude on the floor, shouting expletives about "Don't you hurt my dog!" Just stabbing him over and over and over again for this action. That guy is out. Now we've got Doc. Doc will. Oh, he's in the, so Jack's in the way, so Doc is going to have to move. So Doc is going to reposition himself. Doc will maneuver over here. Let's show you over here. So Doc, guy here. So Doc was here. He's re-maneuvered himself over to just behind this bit here, and then he's going to attempt to shoot across at the dude who is here. So Doc has moved, so he doesn't get the quick aim. So Doc gets a -1. And it is night time, so it's Doc. He's already dodgy on this. So Doc has D10, D6, drop it by 2 from moving, which goes to a D6, D6, and then drop it by 2 because it's night time, which goes to just a D6, and he gets 1 ammo dice. So he gets a D6 and 1 ammo dice. If he hits, then he'll put him down, and then we just have the Special Forces dude. No, missing. So using up 3 rounds and missing. And the guy doesn't even get a cornies under fire check. Oh no, Staff, okay, you can't use, so he could only use 1 round, because Staff would have to reload. So instead of doing that, Staff reloads, and because of the miss, it means it consumes the whole of his action to reload, instead of being a fast action. So Staff reloads. Now we're on Jane. Jane's over here. We've got this geezer over here, but we've got the Special Forces geezer who is about to stand up. And so Jane is going to take a knee, so not moving. So she doesn't have the quick aim. So we've got the D12, D12, which drops to D10, D10. And she is going to pour fire into this dude who's here, which is emptying the last of the magazine, which would be a rate of fire of 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the Special Forces guy who is recovering his senses and about to get up onto his knee and probably open fire on either Staff or Jane. So Jane is doing this to defend Staff. Oh, man alive. Okay. So Jane gets 1 hit, a 2nd hit, and 2 hits. So using 12, 14, so but emptying the rest of the magazine, doing a total of base damage, which is a 2, +1 for the other hit, 3 plus 2 more, so 4, 5, doing 5 points of damage on the Special Forces dude, who has 3 left, so that's definitely a crit. So hitting him in the legs, which makes sense because he's down over there. Doing a 9, that's pretty bad. Okay, so pierces his thigh. The bullets pour into one of his thighs. He begins to bleed profusely, all over my nice terrain. So that was, I didn't show that, did I? So that was Jane, who is here. Drops to her knee, takes aim at this guy here, opens up, empties into his legs, and he falls down over here and he's out. So far we just have this guy here who's left and up. So that's Jane. The special forces guy is out, and now we have Jack. Jack is going to re-maneuver over to here. Jack is here, who is within range. So Jack is also going to drop to the knee, and Jack's going to empty in the rest of the shotgun into the guy who has been shooting at Jack, which he says got 3, so he's got 2 rounds left in it, which means that we can use the rate of fire dice, but we'll only use 1 dice, which is what he gets anyway. So Jack is D10, D8, dropping to D8, D6. He's not moved, so he doesn't get the aim negative. I might give him a D6, D6, because the guy's kind of in cover. So D6, D6, 1 dice for ammo, getting 1 hit and 1 + 1 damage, hitting the dude in the torso, which does 3 damage, +1 for the bullet, doing 4 damage. The guy only had 2 left, but that counts as a crit, and it's in the torso. So D10, a 3. A torso crit would be another cracked pelvis, but because he's immediate, he goes down. At this point, we'll do this before I break through this bit. Staff is going to start shouting, Julian, get your ass over here, fella. Get your ass over here. And as Staff gets his med pack out and hands it to Julian and goes, get him up and fixed up. Whatever's wrong with him, fix him up. So Staff will burn his med kit. He hasn't got one. Julian's got 1 left, but Julian won't do that. But what Jane will do, Jane will see how distressed Staff is looking. So Jane will run up, taking her med kit, the last med kit from her stuff, and hand it across. Hand it across. Can you see that? Hand it across to that, as Jack is going to sort of like go around and do something more useful and make sure that everyone is dead, and keep watch. Maybe pick up someone's gun because he's empty and keep watch. And so then we'll quickly roll Julian, and then I'll break and pack up. So Doc is got a D12, D10. I'm going to count Bones as incapacitated, which would be D12, D12. Medkit gives a +1 as well, and his surgery kit. So basically, Doc has loads of pluses. So D12, D12, which is the max you can get anyway. No, failing. So Doc will push because Staff is fidgeting with his pistol. No, so Doc is going to take a point of damage. The strain. We're going to give that a stress and damage from the strain of doing it. And Bones isn't up, but Bones is stable and not dead. And I will now quickly pack up, and then we will finish off afterwards. Okay, so post-battle. McCoy is injured, and Staff is a bit panicked by that. So McCoy has taken two lots of injury. They will need to get McCoy back. Now, they do have a functional car with, say, half a tank. It will draw attention to them if they drive off, and they can probably stay in lower profile. So what I reckon is we dump the car. All right. I tell you what, Staff. I can blow the hell out of it. If we got the grenades, I can blow it up. All right. You can indeed. I gave him combat engineer. Orton, can you booby trap it? Aye. Yes. So Jack will attempt to booby trap the car and the rest of the supplies using a few of Jane's frag grenades. So we'll say using 3 of her remaining frag grenades, he will attempt to do that. Now I was thinking So I just looked it up. A case or a can of ammunition, of US ammunition 5.56, holds 1,000 rounds. So probably staff will say carry 2, because I was thinking one person, two of them can carry a can each and still be functional, and that gives staff both hands free to basically carry McCoy, and then say Jane can be have both hands on her rifle and then be safe. We'll probably have Jane open a third can before they booby trap the case and refill her magazines, so she's got the M16. They will take the Special Forces Operators M16, so they've got an extra M16, and then Doc can end up dumping his AK-74. Now, for food, I was thinking that I might do that there are 20 days worth of food, which they can split, plus 4d6. So we use the ammo dice, because I've got those 4. Plus 6, 12, 14. So they have 34 days worth of food, and I'll see whether I can spread that across them. But basically, Jane's ruck is almost empty. Jack has got a large carrying capacity and he's carrying hardly anything, but he doesn't have a rucksack. But we would say that the Special Forces operator would have some form of carry pack on him. And so Jack could just grab his and just take it for now and then load up whatever is left of that 34. But I'll distribute the 34 days of food. Medical kits. I thought the Special Forces operator would probably have at least 2, a personal and a backup. And then a 25% chance that each of the 4 remaining have a medical kit. So we'll take, nope, the second, so that would be 80 something. So the first one doesn't. The second one, oh, yes, the second one does have a medical kit. The third one, so this is personal, 26. Nope, doesn't. And the fourth one doesn't. Okay, so they get 3 med kits between them, so they're still low on medical supplies. They've got a good chunk of food, though they're going to have to split it between Jack, Harrison, and our 3. They don't know what Jack is going to do in the future. Jack may travel with them. We'll work that out next episode. So they're going to... Oh, let's do Jack's booby trapping the car and stuff. So that is intelligence and tech. So his intelligence is a D12. His tech is a D10. He has combat engineer, which gives him +1 tech, which gives him D12, D12. So he's attempting to... So he gets a hit. So he has a single hit booby trap. And I think that's about it. Though it's night time, so it's not an overcast night on the 28th. We will start the morning of the 29th, and then we'll have them head back up. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I don't know how long this came to, but I'll try and not to cut it so harshly as the last one. If you did enjoy, please do like. It does help. If you have any comments, please make comments. Thank you very much for everyone who has. I've really enjoyed reading them and responding to them. And if you haven't subscribed, I would very much actively encourage you to subscribe. Our numbers are going up, which is good, which means that we're surfacing a bit more. We will rejoin our team heading west and find out what happens next time. Goodbye.